Help me reach 7,000 subscribers. Please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback helps make the content better. She shut the dishwasher with her hip and said, flat and casual, Sunday? I already made plans. That was my only day off. 2 weeks straight at the shop, double shifts. Then the Sunday I guard like my last cup of coffee. I was still by the door with my keys. Plans trump your husband. I leaned the keys on the counter. I wanted to take you out. Remember us? She didn't look up. Don't start. I told you yesterday. Brunch with the girls, maybe a movie. I can't babysit your schedule. Babysit? I raised an eyebrow. I'm the guy who keeps our lights on. I'm asking for one day, not a parade. You're acting needy, Mark. She rinsed a glass. It's not attractive. Cold. First time I heard it that sharp. Not a fight. Not even irritation. Just the dismissive note people use on waiters. If I'd known where that tone was headed, I'd have recorded it and saved myself a month. I didn't argue. I watched her wipe the counter like I was a smudge on it and filed it under new rules. When she grabbed her purse, I said, do your plans. I'll make mine. She paused, like she wanted me to protest, then left. Door shut. House quiet. The kind of quiet that tells you who holds the leash. I brewed coffee and pulled my work calendar. Fine. She wanted freedom? I'd give it to both of us. By dinner I had an answer. When she came back, I plated salmon, set the table, and slid my phone across to her. What's this? She frowned at the shared calendar invite. New schedule, I told her. Sundays are mine. Off the grid. No errands. No sudden brunches I'm bankrolling. If you want us, put it on the calendar by Thursday. If it's not there, I'm not there. She smirked. Bankrolling? You're dramatic. Practical. I'm also splitting the checking. Household auto-pay stays. Your discretionary spending, your call. But not out of my overtime. Her eyes lifted. Cool. So you're punishing me for having friends. I'm correcting a habit. Respect has a time slot now. If you want to be in it, claim it. She tapped the screen, didn't accept the invite, didn't decline. You're ridiculous. Maybe, I said, but I'm not bored. She ate 3 bites, said she wasn't hungry, and retreated to the bedroom with her phone. I finished the dishes and texted my buddy Tom. You free Sunday? Let's hit the lake at dawn. He replied in 5 seconds. You finally got a spine with weekends? I smiled, turned off the kitchen light, and set my alarm for 4:30. Monday, the day dragged. The shop smelled like oil and metal. I run a small crew that keeps delivery trucks alive. The guys were layered in grease and sarcasm. At lunch, I sat on the tailgate with Eric, a welder who never shuts up. He nodded at my phone. You look like a guy checking the weather before a storm. Schedule update at home, I said. We're doing adult calendars now. He laughed. Let me guess. She laughed. She exercised her right to silence. New feature. His face tightened just a hair. He's divorced. He knows the sound of a door closing when you expected a conversation. At 3, Lena texted, we need milk. Pick up after work. I sent the new line. Not tonight. Mondays I'm late. Put it on the calendar next time. The dots danced. The reply took a while. She finally sent, wow? Okay, Mr. Calendar. Don't forget you have a wife. I pocketed the phone. Eric glanced at me. Everything good? It's fine, I told him. We're testing boundaries. Mine exist now. I didn't stop for milk. At 7, I walked into silence. She was on the couch, scrolling, a candle lit like we lived in a magazine. Hey, I tried. You eat. I ordered. She didn't look up. There's a salad if you want it. I'm good. She kept scrolling. You could have grabbed milk. It's not complicated. I sat on the armchair across from her, calm. You could have put it on the calendar. That was the deal. She snorted. You made a deal with yourself? I never agreed. That's the point. She finally looked at me. You're trying to control me. No, I'm controlling me. There's a difference. She rolled her eyes. Whatever. You're exhausting. Working double shifts is exhausting. Asking for respect is like cardio. Stop giving speeches. Ask the calendar, it'll schedule fewer. She stared a beat, then put the phone down. You want to plan something? Fine. Saturday night, there's a fundraiser at my friend's place. Dress decent. Meet some people who don't reek of diesel. I nodded. Send it. She cocked her head. You're not going to fight about it? No. You took an initiative. I'll match it. She blinked, like she expected a wall, and found a door. Okay then. Good. That little flicker looked like progress. Wednesday, I came home to a lasagna pan and a table actually set. She poured me iced tea like we were in a commercial. I sat, watched her move with purpose. What's this? She shrugged. You've been working late. I appreciate it. Do you? It's nice you're trying with the calendar. She handed me a plate. I can try too. Her voice had that gentle edge people use when they want you to stop asking questions. I ate, told her it was good, kept my head. She leaned over, brushed my shoulder, lingered like she might say something else. Instead, she said, "By the way, the fundraiser moved to Sunday." I set down the fork. That's my day. It's for a cause. She smiled thinly. You can relax one Sunday, can't you? Put it on my calendar. If I'm available, I'll go. She laughed through her nose. You're ridiculous. I'm consistent. It's one night, Mark. It's my one day. She pulled back the lasagna. Forget it. Eat alone. She took her plate and her softness back to the couch. I finished my dinner, loaded the dishwasher, and texted Tom. Sunday's still on. Lena didn't join me in bed that night. I'm watching a show, she said from the couch. Don't wait up. I didn't. Friday at lunch, Brenda, the parts manager with a tongue sharper than our saw blades, stopped by my bench. You look like somebody's dog ran away, she said. No dog, I told her. Just a change in the weather. Uh-huh. She leaned against the tool chest. Word of advice? If she's trying to make you chase, stop running. I'm not running. Good. She popped a gum bubble. Because chasing is the enemy of respect. I smiled. That on a coffee mug? It's on my wall. Beat up brick, but it works. She left, and a minute later Lena texted a selfie from a patio with a group of people I've never met. Her smile was staged. The caption, so spontaneous. Don't wait up. I answered with a thumbs up. No bait. At 9 she sent. You don't care? I typed. I care about respect. The rest is decor. She didn't reply. Saturday morning, she acted like nothing ever happened. She made pancakes, asked if I needed gas money for the boat, laughed when I gave her a look. This is me being supportive, she said. This is you trying to get your Sunday back. She set a plate in front of me. Eat. I don't want you dizzy on the lake. It was the first soft turn. And if I didn't know better, it almost worked. I kissed her temple, thanked her, and left the plates in the sink. I wasn't going to fall asleep on the idea that pancakes mean partnership. Sunday she vanished before I woke. A note on the counter. Brunch with the girls. Have fun at the lake, Captain. I did. Tom and Miguel met me before sunrise. We pushed off, the water black and flat, the sky a clean slate. Tom looked at me over the cooler. You sure you're good? I'm fishing, I said. That's always good. Miguel grinned. Translation, he's not fine, but we'll fix it with a lure. We caught nothing but bad jokes, and that was enough. When I got home, the house smelled like perfume and a different life. Her heels were thrown by the door. Her laugh traveled from the bedroom to the bath with someone on speaker. I showered slow, gave her the space to finish whatever performance she was in the middle of. My Sunday was already spent where I wanted. At 8 I knocked on the bedroom door. You free tonight? She cracked it open. Makeup still on. Why? I thought we could go for a drive. Ice cream. Something simple. She glanced at herself in the mirror over my shoulder. I'm wiped. Another time. Tomorrow then. I've got unexpectedly light work. She texted someone a quick line. We'll see. That's when the drift turned into a current. She started coming home later, changed after dinner, said she was meeting friends from yoga I'd never heard of. Laughter followed her in and out, but it never stopped near me. When I did catch her, she'd toss a soft phrase like a dog treat. You know I love that you work hard, and then walk out on it. One night, she flicked off the bedroom light while I was reading. You don't mind, right? I'm exhausted. I kept my place with a receipt, set the book down. I mind being treated like furniture. You're being dramatic again. She turned the lamp back on, sighing loud enough for the neighbors. Don't perform. Say you don't want to talk. It's cleaner. She rolled to her side. You always have rules. They're how adults avoid cliffs. Right. She pulled the pillow over her head. Wake me at 7. I have an appointment. Put it on the calendar, Lena. Good night. I stared at the ceiling and did the math. Her schedule didn't match her claims. The perfume was new. The excuses were copy-paste. I wasn't going to play detective. I was going to set one more clear test and then stop writing the same sentence. Thursday, the test came to me. We had a cancellation at the shop. For the first time in weeks, I was leaving early. I texted, free tonight. Let's go do something dumb and easy. Her reply came fast. Need to help mom. Back in the morning. Don't wait up. My thumb hovered. Not again. I called. No answer. I called again. Straight to voicemail. I stared at the wall clock above the parts cage and made a choice. I called Diane, her mom. A gentle woman who thinks potholders make the world turn. Hi, Diane, I said when she picked up. It's Mark. Sorry to bother you. Oh, hi, honey, she said. Everything all right? Quick one. Is Lena with you tonight? She said she's coming over to help. Silence. Then, careful, no. I haven't heard from her today. Should I have? I exhaled through the nose, slow. The picture clicked. Not a hunch anymore. A pattern with a name I don't have to say out loud. She told me she was with you. I said. She'll come back in the morning. Could we be at the house when she does? I'd like us both to hear the same story. Diane didn't gasp. She's softer than both of us, but she's not blind. Are you sure, Mark? I'm not sure of anything except one thing. I'm done with guessing. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize to both of you. If I'm right, we're not keeping it quiet. She drew a breath. All right. I'll be there early. Thank you, I said. I appreciate you. I appreciate you more than you think, she replied, voice tight. We hung up. I didn't go home. I texted Tom. Change of plans. Dawn fishing tomorrow? He shot back, always. Are you okay? I typed, I will be. I set an alarm, then made a different set of moves. I drove to storage and paid for a small unit. I packed 2 crates, work clothes, tools I bought before marriage, necessary paperwork. I left my wedding band on my nightstand, not as a message, but as a courtesy to future me. You wore it honestly. I put the keys I didn't need on the hook and slept on the couch. The house felt like a hotel I was checking out of in the morning. At 6, Diane stood at my stove, making eggs and bacon like she had a right to. I set out plates. We didn't talk much. We didn't need to. The door opened at 7:17. Heels clicked. A purse hit the console. She walked into the kitchen, saw her mother, saw me, and the calculations in her eyes went haywire. I smiled calm. Morning. Mom, look. She finally made it back from her date. Her face drained, then flushed back, a strobe of panic. You did not just say that. Diane didn't sit. Where were you, Lena? Not this. Lena snapped at me. You called my mom? You dragged her into our business. I didn't blink. I included a stakeholder. You lied and used her as cover. She deserves the truth. You're unbelievable. She looked to her mother. He's out of line. Diane set the spatula down, eyes on her daughter. He asked you a question, and I asked you one. Where were you? Lena laughed, short, nervous. With Jess. She needed me. Breakup. Long night. Diane didn't even blink. Jess posted pictures from a concert last night. With her boyfriend. Lena swallowed. There was an after party. Was there? I said steady. You two are insane. She pointed between us. You're ganging up on me. No one's raising a hand. I answered. We're raising a mirror. She grabbed the back of a chair and squeezed it. I can't believe you called my mother. I can't believe you used her as a prop. I took my mug, sipped. I know what you were doing. I don't need photos. I saw the pattern. Pattern. She scoffed. Work late. Forget your wife exists, then cry when she has a life? Don't start that. Diane cut in, voice low and fierce like I've never heard. Don't you dare throw that line at a man who's kept this house running while you play pretend. Lena stared at her, stunned. Mom. You lied to me, Diane said. To my face, through my son-in-law. You used my home as an alibi. That's not a mistake. That's a decision. Lena's mouth opened, closed. She reached for the only lever that ever worked on me, softness. Mark, she said lower now. Can we talk alone? I shook my head. We've said enough to each other. You're being dramatic. I'm being done. I wiped my hands on a towel and set it by the sink. I'm going to start the divorce process. I'm not living with you. Goodbye. She flinched like the word itself hit her. You can't just. I can and I am. I turned to Diane and hugged her. She hugged back with the quiet force of someone who finally understood the math. Thank you for breakfast. Take care of yourself, she whispered. You deserve it. I walked down the hall, pulled the 2 crates I'd packed, grabbed my duffel, and carried them past Lena. She followed me to the door. You're throwing away our life, she hissed. You threw away our respect, I answered. Without that, there's no life to keep. She tried one more tack. We can fix it. I'll cancel my plans. We'll go to counseling. That's a speech. I'm past speeches. Mark, don't beg, I said, not unkind. It's not you. And if it is, it's late. I left. No slam. No scene. Just a man who'd spent his last excuse and found an exit. I moved into a one-bedroom above a bakery. It smelled like sugar at 4 a.m. and yeast at 10. I worked more. Not to bleed out the pain. There's no poetry in a shop, but to fund a clean start. I had a plan, and it didn't include theater. Lena tried a second soft turn. On day 3, she showed at the shop with a box of my shirts, folded, and a bag of my favorite snacks. She handed them to Brenda, who met her at the bay door. Is he here? Lena asked, voice warm for an audience. Brenda glanced at me, then back. He's working. I just want to talk. Brenda didn't move. He doesn't want to. Lena smoothed her hair. Can you tell him I'm outside? Brenda hooked a thumb. He heard you. I stepped out, wiped my hands on a rag. The guys watched in that way men watch a crash in slow motion, sideways, pretending they're not watching. I kept it simple. What do you need, Lena? She lowered her tone. Liquid. You. I'm sorry. I was stupid. I miss you. Let's go home. I let the silence do some work. Home is a place with respect. I don't live at your address. I'll earn it back. I'll do whatever you want. I'll quit hanging out. I'll text updates. I'll stop selling. I don't buy promises. She hesitated, then played the big card. You'll throw away everything we built? For what? Pride? Some cheap apartment over a bakery. A cheap apartment where I sleep in peace is a palace compared to a house where I'm mocked. She glanced over my shoulder at the crew, realized she was on foreign ground. She tried to weaponize it. You're going to embarrass me in front of your little fan club? I almost laughed. You embarrassed yourself. I'm just not hiding it for you. Her mouth tightened. So that's it. That's it. I stepped back. If you have paperwork, mail it. If you have my stuff, text a time. Someone will pick it up. Her face hardened. You'll regret this. Doubt it. I turned, lifted the bay door, and went back to the truck that needed me. Brenda looked like she wanted to hug me and make a joke at the same time. She went with the joke. $10 says you sleep better tonight. Keep your money, I told her. And thanks. Always, she said, then yelled to the guys. Back to work, soap opera's over. The second illusion died on the shop floor, clean and public. The week after, her texts shifted from sugar to stone. Return the car charge on our account. You took the latter. I need it. I can't believe you called my mother. You owe me a conversation. I answered with the new rule. Each time, email me. Keep it written. Why written? Tom asked when we hit the lake again, a week later. The skyline was a strip of gray, the water obedient. Because stories change when people get nervous, I said. Documents don't. You're cold, he said. It was a compliment. I'm done pretending warmth fixes rot. He opened a beer and didn't offer me one. He knows I don't drink on the water. That's why he's a friend. By day 10, she sent a photo of the ring I left on the nightstand. Do you want it back? No, I typed. Keep it as a receipt. She didn't respond. That night, Diane called. I tried talking to her, she said. She keeps filling the room with noise. She doesn't hear herself. She'll have to, I told her. The room's empty now. Her father and I, Diane paused. We're taking a step back. She can visit when she's ready to be honest. I should have taught her better. You taught her plenty, I said. People choose. Take care of yourself, Mark. I am. I was. I moved the last of my tools. I returned her key by mail. I redirected my paychecks. I stood in a bank lobby and opened a new account with a clerk who talked about her new puppy. I listened, smiled, signed. Every small step was a brick in a road that didn't lead back. Lena tried one more hit, loud and public. Saturday, I was at a neighbor's cookout. People from the building, music low, kids running between chairs. She walked in through the side gate in a summer dress you wear when you want to be forgiven. She scanned the crowd, found me by the grill, and came straight like a heat-seeking missile. We're not doing this here. I told her before she opened her mouth. She ignored it. Please, just listen. I handed the tongs to the guy next to me. Make sure no one burns the burgers, I said, and faced her. She took my hand like a movie. I was stupid. I got lonely. I needed attention. I'm sorry. I want my husband back. I looked down at our hands, then at the circle of neighbors pretending they weren't listening. I gently removed her hand. You want your sponsor back? I said quiet. That job's closed. Her eyes darted, stage fright creeping in. I'm trying here. No, you're performing. I stepped sideways so she had a clear path out. If you need help moving, hire someone. If you need an audience, there are apps for that. If you need respect, start with yourself. She stared, then said, louder, you think you're better than me now? I think I'm better than who I was with you. Her lip trembled. You're cruel. No, I'm concise. I nodded toward the gate. We're done. The neighbors looked at their cups, at their shoes, at the little dent in the lawn they suddenly found fascinating. She made a small sound, turned, and left. The gate clicked. The kid next to me put down the tongs and quietly said, burgers are fine. I took the tongs back. Good. That was the point of no return. Public and clean. I didn't brag. I didn't smear. I just ended the conversation with a period big enough to read from space. The paperwork moved fast because I pushed it that way. No fights. No screaming in offices. We split what we had down the middle, signed the forms, and I let the house go. Half of my savings went with it. I didn't argue. You can always make more money. You can't buy back self-respect at any price. We sold the place. She took her cut, smiled like she won. I moved into a smaller, cleaner life. I bought a used pickup with cash and a toolbox that finally had exactly what I needed, not a museum of maybe someday gadgets. I started running again before dawn. I took overtime and didn't complain because it was my choice, not an obligation. I slept like a guy who didn't have to measure his words. People asked me if I was lonely. That's a strange word. I was alone for a while, sure, but quiet can be a friend if you're not scared of it. You learn your own voice again. 3 months out, I met someone through a friend, Nora. Straightforward, smart, says what she means and expects you to do the same. We got coffee after work at a diner where the waitress called everyone Han without looking up. Nora asked about my last life. I told her the truth without flourishes. I don't compete with ghosts, she said. Good, I told her. They're boring company anyway. I didn't rush anything. I don't do rush anymore. We saw a ball game with Tom and his wife, rebuilt a pressure washer together because I find that fun and she's a saint for not laughing at it. She met Brenda, who grilled her like a big sister and then nodded, satisfied. Meanwhile, I kept my world simple. Work, friends, a woman who doesn't treat me like a prop. It's amazing how much room you have when you clear out the furniture you never liked. As for Lena, word travels. Diane told me they stopped calling her for Sunday dinners. We love her, she said. We're giving her the distance she chose. I heard Lena burn through her half of the savings in record time. No one owes anyone a safety net for choices like that. She picked up shifts at a restaurant doing whatever they needed. I don't celebrate it. I don't check her page. That life is off my map. But when I think about it, I don't feel smug. I feel accurate. Actions have costs. Mine did too. The difference is I paid mine to buy a better life. She paid hers to rent a story that fell apart. I don't hate her. Hate is a hobby, and I've got better ones. I fish. I fix things. I sit on my balcony before sunrise with coffee and watch the delivery trucks I keep alive rumble by, and it feels like the world knows my name again. I don't bargain for basic respect anymore. I don't ask twice. If someone shows me they think they're above me, I hand them all the altitude they want and let them float away. If I had to sum it up for a man at the next table who's chewing the same gristle I did, I'd say this. The moment she treats you like a bench to sit on while she ties her shoes, stand up. You don't have to shout. You don't have to break anything. You just have to stop being where she can put her weight. I lost a house and a ring. I gained a spine I don't put away for company. That's a trade I'd make every time. And next Sunday? It's on my calendar. I'll be on the lake at dawn, with people who don't need a leash to feel tall. If the wind's right, I might even catch something. If I don't, I'll still come back with something better than fish. Respect. My own. And that's the only thing worth bringing home. And hey, you might as well subscribe and